Hello everybody, my name is Wilder, and although I didn't play a bunch of new releases this year, I did take a lot of time to sit and play some older games, and revisit some games that I never really got to give a fair chance to. Don't get me wrong, there are some new games I played this year, and absolutely loved them, but I wanted to talk about a few of the games that I played this year that didn't necessarily come out this year. Now there may be a few from this year or something on the list, though I didn't really look at when they came out. These are just games that I played and really liked this year. Now this is going to be a bit of a weird list, but I hope you enjoy, and let me know what your list is for games you played as well, whether they came out this year or not. Anyway, speaking of weird, let's get into this list, starting with number 10. The Family Guy video game is a game that I did not expect to come across, but on a recent trip I walked into a thrift store and I saw the game for a pretty decent price and just kinda went for it. I was laughing while I got it and was excited to try it out to see if it was bad or not, and I was pleasantly surprised, honestly. The game has a few funny and quirky lines here and there, and like 5% of the jokes actually land, but the gameplay is what I really enjoyed. And it's funny saying that out loud now, because this game is so mid, it's kinda hilarious. So the game is split up into 3 separate playstyles among 3 different characters. There's run and gun levels, side-scrolling beat-em-up levels, and stealth levels. The controls aren't as bad as I thought they would be though, but they aren't anything crazy, don't get me wrong. I don't know what to say about this game, honestly. I just really enjoyed playing through it. I even beat it too. It's so mid and very bargain bin quality, but man, it reminded me of when I was a kid and I would see a game at the store behind the glass case and just pick it up without knowing anything about it. You know, getting home, trying it out, just enjoying myself. A nice surprise. Super weird, but hey, I had fun, so I decided to throw it on the tail end of this list. Number 9. What a vibe Sludge Life is. I ran across this game by finding out it was free for a limited time thanks to an article I read. I downloaded it and tried it out, and I've gotta say, the atmosphere in this game is incredible. You're running around this little area of a city and tagging walls and signs and things, and it's just a fun little sandbox game. There's also a filter you can toggle which gives your screen the VHS effect, which is super cool and definitely adds to the vibe of the whole game. There are a lot of things to interact with too, and lots of unlockables, some skills, secrets. They all help you to just explore more. There are endings to this game, there's 3 of them, and while they're cool to get to, the real fun here is just the exploration. I love games that give you a play area that may not be very large, but there's a ton of detail and a ton to do in it. I loved Sludge Life, I got every achievement for it, and I can't wait to play the sequel, because there's a sequel out now, and if it's even a little bit as chill and fun as the first game, then I'm gonna have a blast with that one as well. Number 8. Salt and Sanctuary is a game that I had heard about in passing here and there, and all I knew about it was Dark Souls, but 2D. And while it sounded cool, I wasn't too interested until I got the game for real cheap during a Steam Winter Sale and tried it out. This game is awesome. It's a Souls-like, but it's 2D, like the Metroidvania games, and this blend goes really well together. It makes exploration easy, in my opinion, which, if I'm being honest, is something I struggle with in the Souls-like games a lot. I don't explore a ton in them. I find it very easy to get lost, and I'm honestly kind of scared to die and lose everything as well, but I still have fun when I play them. Salt and Sanctuary is different though. I think I prefer the combat in this game to the Soul series, but it's still really close. I haven't gotten super far in this game yet, but I had to throw it on the list because I cannot wait to play more eventually. Number 7. Metroid Fusion, a game that I missed out on during my childhood, but I'm kinda glad that happened in a way, because I think I definitely enjoy Metroid games way more in my adulthood than I would have in my childhood. Metroid Fusion is amazing though. I'm coming off the heels of Metroid Dread here, being the first Metroid game I ever beat, and the more I expand my horizons and actually jump into the series, the more I fall in love with it. And Metroid Fusion is no exception. I love the movement, I love the layout of the map, I love how it's more linear than other Metroid games. I just think it works really well for Fusion. Other than all that though, at the end of the day, it's more awesome Metroid combat and exploration. I'm interested to hear what some of you have to say about Fusion as well, because although I've seen a lot of differing opinions about a lot of things in the game, it seems that everyone generally enjoys it overall. And I understand why now. It is a fantastically good time. Number 6. Brain rot at its finest. Vampire Survivors is a game where you can just turn your brain off and have an immense amount of fun. It's like a bullet hell. You pick up different weapons and power-ups to protect yourself from the intense onslaught of enemies. They get stronger over time, just like you. You can have multiple weapons and buffs, and you can also combine certain items to make better weapons. Everything to do with the weapons and abilities are automated though, so you literally just have to walk around as your attacks go off automatically. Like I said, brain rot. It is so much fun. Trying to find all the secrets, finding and unlocking all the characters, then using all those characters to beat all the levels, since every character starts with a different weapon and has a different passive, so it's always a little different every time. Not to mention that there's a limit to how many weapons and items you can hold, so every run can be wildly different as you go along. And this is a roguelike, by the way, so at the end of every run, you do lose all your weapons and items, but you get to keep all the gold you get to make weapons and items stronger for future runs. A run through a level will take you 15 to 30 minutes depending on the level you choose. And this game is just so addicting. Every time I get through a run, I'm always just saying to myself, you know what, one more and then I'll stop. And I say that over and over and over again. It is seriously that much fun. Number 5. Power Wash Simulator was a game that was on my list to play for a while, and I finally picked it up. Oh my god, I love power washing so much, you guys. This is so satisfying. I love how many options there are for nozzles and cleaners. It's so simple, yet very customizable depending on how you like to clean, and what you find most satisfying. I sunk so many hours into this game, but I am upset. Because there are achievements that they added to this game through paid DLC, and I'm sorry if I don't want to pay $10 to clean SpongeBob's dirty house, but I don't think that means you should take away my ribbon for all my achievements. Please don't make me pay what is now $20 to get my achievement ribbon back, please. Even though, like, that DLC, the only reason I'm interested in that DLC is because of the achievements. Guys, I don't mean to alarm you, but I might have an achievement problem. But what do we do when we have a problem? We ignore it and move on. So, let's move on to a game that doesn't have any achievements, from a time long forgotten, all the way in the past. Number 4. How did I manage to pass by A Link to the Past for this long? This game's amazing! If you follow me on Twitter, link in the description by the way. Or wait, isn't it called X now? Oh, follow me on X. My favorite platform. But if you're following me, then you might know that I'm currently playing through all the Legend of Zelda games in release order, and A Link to the Past blew me away when I got to it. I 100%ed it and had a blast the entire way through. From the dungeons, to the controls, to the items, to the bosses, to the Dark World, I loved everything about this game. This just might be the best Zelda game ever. I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, I know a lot of people love this game a lot. Put me in that group because I am kicking myself for sleeping on this game for so long. Number 3. Fallout 76. A game that launched disastrously, but somehow managed to eventually stick the landing. Even though that landing is the most shaky landing I have ever seen from any game in my life. Yeah, Fallout 76 is a mess, but my god did I get addicted to this game. I have every achievement on Steam for this game, even the achievements that came out in the December 2023 update. I went back to this game twice to keep up my perfect achievement progress, and I'll go back to it again when they add more achievements. No problem. Fallout 76 is so weird. I hated it at launch, but got sucked into it in 2023. I put so many hours into it, and I started playing it when a lot of things in my life were changing for the better. Big changes. And now, just because I played it at the time, Fallout 76 will always be associated with that time, and I'm happy about that. It's honestly a really fun game. There are just, very few people I would recommend it to. Number 2. Oh my god, Lunistas is so much fun. What an underrated gem this game is. It's a pretty straightforward platformer, but my god, there are so many elements that come together to make this game an unforgettable experience. The music is amazing, the movement and controls are so good and responsive, the level design is so creative. The different characters you can unlock and play as are all unique and have their own pros and cons. Oh, and did I mention that this game looks so cool? It's made to look like a Sega Saturn game, and it looks beautiful. It reminds me personally of the PS1 era of games. And I want to see more games that have this art style. It's super unique, and I adore it. I got every achievement for this game as well. I have an achievement problem. And if there's one game you play that's on this list, please make it this one. This game is fantastic and deserves all the love in the world. Also, a huge free content update is coming soon, with new levels and characters, so if there's ever a time to try out the game, it would be now, before the update hits. I also might even make a standalone video on this game, I love it so much. I am so passionate about this game, I have so much stuff to say. What an amazing game. Also, no spoilers, but there's a hidden true ending for this game, and as you attempt to unlock it, everything gets super weird, and I love the kind of ominous and creepy vibe that sets in at the end. Yeah, anyway, play this game. Please play this game. I love it so much. And finally, number 1. Yeah, number 1 on my list is the big Pokemon game. Although I love Lunistas with all my heart, I love it more than Pokemon Violet, I have to say I haven't had this much fun with a Pokemon game since X and Y came out. Yes, I'm an X and Y fan. Whatever. My point is, I haven't had this much fun with a Pokemon game in forever, and it really brought me back a bit. I loved the new Pokemon, I thought the Pokedex was awesome, and I loved the open world, even though I didn't like the kind of forced sense of linearity. Like, hey, you can challenge all the gyms in any order you want, but they're not synced to your level, there is an order to do them. And it's like, oh cool, so why even have the option if the route you're supposed to take just makes sense when it comes to leveling and progression? Hey, at least there are Titans and Team Star bases you can do in any order as well. Oh wait, no, because they're not synced either, so you better go look up online the order to do everything so that you don't accidentally come across the 6th gym as your second and get your Pokemon blowed up. Although there are a few decisions that just kind of baffle me with this game, I just had so much fun. I ended up completing the Pokedex, and I don't have the DLC yet, but man do I want to get it eventually. If this is the direction Pokemon is headed, with this much freedom, so many items and things to find around the world, and you get to ride your legendary like a motorcycle, yeah, count me in for the next game too. I'm hyped to see what they come up with. Just please be good, and please, for the love of God, slow down and take your time. Nobody's gonna eat you, it's fine. Optimize your game. But yeah, play Lunistas, please. That game is so underrated. Lunistas and Pokemon Violet could have, like, easily switched places. In fact, they did switch places on this list, like, 5 times. So, I guess it's just how I'm feeling over that day. But man, the only reason Pokemon Violet is a tiny bit above Lunistas is just because I got hit with that little bit of like, hey, nostalgia. Doesn't it feel good to enjoy a Pokemon game again? But yeah, play Lunistas, please. Okay, cool, there's my list. As you can tell, I didn't play much new in 2023, but everything on the list was new to me. And the games are way too good to not talk about them. You know, I just like talking about things that I'm passionate about. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, tell me your list in the comments, and here's the end screen.